Welcome to anyone tuning in to BCAT Youth Arts YouTube channel. I am Callie Lewis and I am the youth social worker here at BCAT, and welcome to our first social work segment. This segment is going to focus on all of the emotions that we might be feeling during this global pandemic that's affecting all of us differently. We're all going to feel a very wide range of emotions, ranging from fear to uncertainty, maybe anxiety and stress. And I just want to start this video off by saying all of those feelings are valid, and we can work through this together and find strategies together to kind of lower that stress and come together as a community and still connect with each other and help each other get through this. This segment is going to focus on 4 different strategies to use in order to manage stress during this global pandemic. We are all being affected by this extremely differently, and we're all reacting to it emotionally, physically, and mentally. We're all individual people, and we all are going to have these different feelings, whether it be fear, anxiety, uncertainty, and just sadness of not seeing our friends or our loved ones and being separated from them. So we need to realize that we can get through this together, and we can work through these strategies, and we can come up with new ones if we need to. That's why I want this segment to kind of be an open discussion for you to comment down below strategies that you might have used or that have helped someone that you know, because we can get through this as a community. Even if we can't hug each other, even if we can't comfort each other in person, we still can be there for each other. In our world, the media is right at our fingertips, whether we're seeing it through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, what have you. And it can be really stressful to look at all of that information and take it all in while we're trying to get schoolwork done or work from home or try and take care of our kids or whatever the situation is in your life at this point. So limiting that time and setting a time boundary for yourself on how often you are looking at this news coverage and kind of allowing yourself to get into that zone of going through article after article and just dousing yourself with this information is really important, because it takes a toll on our mental health to learn all this information, especially during this uncertain time where a lot of things can seem pretty scary. So another thing about looking at media coverage is making sure that you have a reliable source. The Center for Disease Control is the United States Center for Disease Control, and they update their website daily with new information about what's happening in the United States, and they are a very trusted and reliable source as a federal agency of the United States. I check them at least once, maybe twice a day, but again, I do that for my mental health, because we all have things going on, we all have emotions going on, and while it's very important to stay informed during this time, it's also important to take a step back and realize how being overly informed and how being a little bit obsessed with the media coverage can take a toll on our stress levels and the anxiety that we might feel about the world we're living in right now. The second strategy is so important for our mental health, because it's one of the only things that we have during this time of social isolation and social distancing. Remaining connected to your family and your friends and your loved ones that you might be distanced from during this time. Just because we are socially distanced does not mean that those connections are over. It does not mean that those relationships are over. It just means it's a little bit harder for us to see each other in person. But luckily, we live in a time of social media. So we have so many different platforms that we can connect on. We can call, we can text, we can DM someone on Instagram, we can share pictures with people on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, and also video chatting. Just because we can't see them in person doesn't mean we can't necessarily see them face to face. There's Zoom. I think all social media apps, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, all of them have video messaging features now. So that's another way that we can remain connected and kind of work through all of these emotions that we're feeling. We all were confronted with a reality that we weren't prepared for. And it's okay to have the feelings that you're feeling, and it's okay to express them to the people that you trust to talk to about it. When we are expressing our emotions about this, it's important to be respectful of the extent that people want to talk about the COVID-19 pandemic, because it is surrounding us every day on all fronts. It's changed our way of life, and some people don't always want to talk about what's happening, and that's okay, because like we talked about just with the media coverage, this is a very stressful time. A lot of, rehashing it and going through it again, it can be very stressful and anxiety inducing. Also, if you think of someone that you think might need emotional support, reach out to them during this time. It could be a new connection. Maybe you see someone that you don't often talk to on Facebook post a sad status. Make a new friend. It's a wonderful time for us to connect and express how we're feeling about this, because those connections are what we are going to thrive on in the end. When we're away from each other for that long, when we're not going to school every day with the same friends, when we're not going to our after school program and sitting in class with our same friends, it can be very isolating and also sad. But that's okay, because we can make it better together, and we can connect and maintain those relationships and make sure that all of us are feeling loved and feeling appreciated during this time. The third strategy that we're going to go through is focusing on the things that we can control in our lives at this moment in time, and also in our home environments, because a lot of us are spending time in our homes when we usually were out and about, either going to school or after school program, doing other activities, and finding that control can really help you work through anxiety that you might be feeling, and give you a sense that you are in control of your day. And you are. Stress and anxiety can manifest in different ways in our bodies. It can be mental, but it also can be physical. So taking care of your body is a really important aspect of having a sense of control as well. Eating healthy, finding time to take a walk or exercise, as well as getting a good amount of sleep. That can make a huge difference on the way that we perceive how our day is going to go. Because if we're feeling ragged down and don't want to do our schoolwork and don't want to start our day, then that can be overwhelming as well, because we will feel like we aren't taking control of our day. But you can do it, and you can create a routine for yourself that works and gives you breaks when you need them in order to practice self-care and relaxation techniques. And we can also create spaces in our homes that we can go to kind of decompress while we're doing schoolwork or while we're feeling overwhelmed. I've created a space in my bedroom that has lots of pillows and blankets and everything, so I can go and sit and breathe there when I feel a little bit overwhelmed or when I'm feeling like I need a break. There are lots of different strategies to gain control of your personal life as well as your daily routine and your physical environment, while we don't necessarily feel a sense of control of what's happening outside of our home. But that's the one thing that we can do for ourselves, is to gain that sense of control when we can and when we feel we need it. The fourth strategy goes a little bit further into what I touched on in the last strategy of creating a daily routine for yourself, not only to gain that sense of control, to conquer your day, but to also make sure that you are inputting time for you to practice self-care and time for you to relax, because we're all on different schedules now. We're not in the same going to school and then going home and doing homework or having study hall to do schoolwork in. It's a new situation that we have to maneuver in our own way. So creating that routine that you know that will work for you is really important, especially making sure that you're taking care of your mental health through utilizing self-care and using that time when you give yourself breaks to relax and take time for yourself to do something that you're passionate about or that you enjoy. Some strategies we can use to relax include doing deep breathing exercises, and also guided meditation videos are available on YouTube, and they range from 5 to 15 minutes. That would be a great break to take during your schoolwork to clear your head and to get in touch with your emotions and how you're feeling about how your day is going. Another thing that we can do is listening to calming music while we are doing schoolwork, or when we're taking that break, to just give our mind a time to decompress and relax and be clear for the next task that we're going to do in our day. Practicing self-care in your daily routine should be something that you enjoy and that you find passion in. It doesn't have to be in that description that a lot of people put self-care in, as exercise and eating healthy and doing all of these things. We should be doing these things to take care of ourselves, but what's important is to make sure that you're still including things that you find passion in your day. It can be expressing yourself through art, music, dance. You can write in a journal, write poetry, connecting with your loved ones and friends when you need a break to kind of express what you're feeling, and as well as even just taking a break and watching your favorite show on Netflix, or doing an activity with a sibling or a family member that you enjoy, like playing a game or doing a puzzle. Anything that you think will help you find joy in your day during a time that you're feeling stressed and anxious is really important for your mental health. And it can be different for everyone, because everyone has different passions and everyone has different things that bring them joy. But we all can implement that into our day and make sure that we're still feeling those moments of joy, even though we might be in a crazy time right now. So please feel free to comment the strategies of self-care that you're using down below, so then we can discuss it in one of our next videos and see what works better for people, or if maybe you might get a new strategy that you think will work for you. Thank you all so much for joining in on our first social work segment. Please reach out to me and let me know of any other topics that you might want to talk about during these segments, because I want to know how I can help you and how we can get through this together, because we are not alone in this. We all are feeling this wide range of emotions that we sometimes don't know how to deal with and sometimes don't know how to work through on our own. So I hope that I hear from you and that we can connect on the topics that you would like to talk about. And I can't wait to learn new strategies of how we can take care of ourselves and each other during this pandemic, and be sure that we are all feeling supported and loved. See you next time.